In a recent video, I said that a true one-stop shop for organic social was basically impossible to design. And Ollie and Nick from Butter apparently took that personally because they actually built it. Butter automatically finds your top performing content across every Instagram account, repurposes it with metadata changes so that you can repost safely at scale, tells you exactly when to post, and lets you publish through their web app in 3 clicks. Agencies are already using nothing but Butter Repost to rack up hundreds of millions of impressions per week, and Butter tracks all of it in a clean native dashboard. As if that weren't enough, Butter also took it upon themselves to build a best-in-class marketplace for its customers with vetted, trustworthy vendors for all things social with a built-in, no trust required escrow system. So you need to buy Instagram accounts, they've got you. You need VAs to post content for 100 models, they've got you. You need 24/7 TikTok live streams, they've got you. The rest of this video is a live demo with Ollie and Nick walking you through the entire Butter platform. If at the end of the video you want to try Butter for yourself, hit the first link in the description and use promo code FRANK for 20% off. All right, so welcome back, Ollie and Nick. Today we are going to be doing a walkthrough of the Butter platform. Excited to see what you guys have got. I'm sure the viewers are going to be interested too, so ready whenever you are.
Perfect. Okay, so obviously this is the website, and then kind of up here, sign in, sign up. You can go through here, read more about Butter, but we'll just jump straight in. So obviously as a new user, you're just going to go up here to sign up. And then once you sign up, you're now going to kind of get this onboarding process. The reason that we're going to put people through this is just so they have a bit more of an understanding and kind of hold your hand to the point where you're actually ready to use Butter. So for you, Francis, it's an agency or team. You're going to click continue, then select your industry. Obviously, Butter isn't just tied to OFM, but we'll go down here and click adult content and then continue. So now this is kind of the next step. So obviously with Butter, we spoke about having the do it yourself and the done for you service. You kind of choose from here which one you want, but it will still take you down the same process of creating your client. So we're just going to go to the all-in-one CRM workspace. From there, select your team size. So this obviously will link back later on to how many VAs have you got using Butter to post on Instagram. So for now, we'll just go with 2 to 5 and then create your first client. So this is a really important part because a lot of what we have on Butter, you can't set up without having a client set up. So that means if you're trying to buy something in the marketplace, if it's 24/7 TikTok live, you need to attach it to a client that you have on Butter for it to be processed. So this is the most important starts. So what name do you want to go with for your first client? We'll just set you up. Should we just set up a intimate underworld?
Let's do it, yeah.
And then you have 100% company percentage. So we'll click continue. So now what you'll see, everything's set up, you click finish, and you will now be into actually seeing what Butter is. You now have kind of a video if you want to watch in more detail, where it's myself just on a loom going through explaining things in a bit more detail, each actual section, the clients tab, the works, the marketplace, the inbox, then obviously upgrading, the done for you, the do it yourself. Everything's covered in this initial like onboarding video as such. But for now, we won't watch that. Okay, so now you're actually into the software. This is your dashboard. If you want to connect your OnlyFans account, you can do that later on with your client. So that's where you're able to see total revenue, monetization ratio, conversion. You'll see a nice graph here as well when it pops up when you've actually connected to see the views that you're bringing in for each model. Then over here, what you'll see is you'll also see the ROI and the average revenue per user. Another really nice part. Remember just at the beginning there where we were talking about company percentage. The reason that we have that input there is so we can actually see the agency revenue. I speak to agency owners. They might be doing 100 a month, but they think they're making 100 a month, but in reality, they're not because of all the other added percentage back to the model. Then you're giving percentage to the chat team, et cetera, et cetera. So this just allows you to actually see how much you're genuinely making. But let's jump straight into it. So then if we go to the clients tab, from here, this is where you can run your whole operation. Obviously, you can see here, we've got the intimate underworld. Now, to go ahead and actually start the process of uploading content and connecting an account, this is what we call the client card. But now we need to go inside the actual client card itself by just clicking view. And now this is kind of your main hub for running this client. Obviously, here you can connect your Instagram accounts, you have your content up here, and then you have your services tab, but there's no orders right now.
And
So
what platforms do you guys have active right now? It looks like Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and X.
yeah, so right now it's Instagram. We do have TikTok in beta testing with some
Got it.
clients. And then obviously in the marketplace that we'll go to a little bit later on, we have other service providers in there. So I think I mentioned the 24/7 TikTok live. We've used that service ourselves. So all of the service providers inside the marketplace have been used by us before. So that's just something that we should kind of mention, because there's such a stigma around buying services on Telegram in the OFM industry, where you'll go on there, you'll spend $300 and you'll then get blocked as soon as you send the money. And it's kind of there
Yeah,
like, great, I've wasted another $300 on a service I'm never going to get. So we're trying to eradicate that issue, especially for newcomers, but also people that have been around in the space. Because the amount of people that will sign up to Butter and go, wait, I can buy accounts from you guys as well. So like everything in the marketplace we've used before and continue to use of vetted service providers.
that's incredible. The one-stop shop element of this I find really intriguing. So I'm definitely looking forward to the marketplace section.
Yeah, as we said last time, it's one of those things. It's like you have inflow and you have butter. So we don't want people having to go onto Telegram, scroll through endless Telegram chats to find one guy and hope it works. It's you can just come to butter, go to the marketplace, get what you need, and it's working within inside 24 hours. But yeah, let's connect an Instagram account to start with. So I actually found one for you. So this is the connecting account stage. Right here, you're going to put the username, the platform. So the username of this account that I found was underworld_. And then the social platform is obviously Instagram, the account role, primary, backup. So we have two different ways that we run it. A primary account is obviously something that you're posting on less frequently and you're not putting the same content out there as much. So the repurpose engine isn't doing as much. That's
Got it.
kind of, it's a different strategy to just the mass posting, high frequency, and actual growth strategy that we run with backups. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and click backup. Account bio. Obviously, if you're doing the done for you, you will let us know the bio, you'll give us the tracking link, and we sort everything else out on the back end. If you're doing it yourself, obviously you will have the Instagram account on your phone. So you might already have the bio set up. But what I would say is to just always have them the same. So even if you've got the account before and you're just connecting it onto Butter, updating this bio with what you've already got on Instagram, it may seem tedious, but just so everything links up. So there's, when you're on Butter, you have to think twice. You know what it
Sure.
is. You know what account. For now, obviously, just because this account isn't even yours, we're just showing a demo. We're just going to leave this blank tracking link. You put your juicy.bio in there, cross promo, and then daily marketing costs. This is another one that you can kind of see. This will allow you to judge your CPMs. So if you're
Got it.
doing done for you, it's $2 a day. That's your daily marketing cost. If you're doing the do it yourself, it obviously becomes much lower. But for now, we'll just jump in, we'll click save. And then once we click save, you'll see down here, it's connecting the account, and the account is now connected. So then, yeah, this is the account right here. We won't go into it just yet because we now need to upload the content, but this is kind of where you're able to see what your posting goal is, how much your daily cost is, and the average views for this one account. Then obviously you can see the total media views and then what your CPM is. And then we'll come back to this shortly, but let's now jump into the content section. So obviously you need to have your content on Butter for the repurpose engine to actually be able to do its thing. So we're going to jump into here. We're going to click on content, and now
So I want to pause here for just 1 second. So explain to me what's about to happen, right? We're gonna upload content in this folder, and then what is Butter actually doing with it?
Okay, so when we're uploading the content's being stored on Butter. Yeah, so the key thing for that is we then need to link it to accounts, because if we don't link the content to accounts, the repurpose engine isn't actually being told, okay, we need to repurpose this video for this account, and then we need to track it. So essentially, for the actual process to track everything, repurpose everything, all of the content needs to be stored on Butter. We used to do it on an account by account basis, but now we've changed that to where you've just got one place where you can view all your content, and it just made it so much more simple for us. Then you can create folders. So let's say you're running 20 accounts, and on 10 of them, you've got specific types of content, and on 10 others, you've got a different type of content. You can split it up folder to folder. So folder could be 10 accounts of content, the other folder could be the other 10 accounts. So yeah, it's way more organized. You can then kind of dive in and actually select different pieces of content. And you do need to change a few things depending on your setup, but we'll get into that when we actually have the content uploaded. But to upload the content, it's really, really simple. It's just an upload button. From here, this is kind of the main thing. The videos for Reels, we're going to go ahead and click video, and then you can just click here. Then we brought this, and we've obviously already got this set up. So Milky Demo short form content. And what I like to do when I upload them is I number them 1 to 20. Right now, you can only upload 20 in one go. So what I'll do is like label them 1 to 20. Let's say I'm uploading 30 pieces of content. I'll know that 1 to 20 has been done, and then 21 to 30 needs to be uploaded next, rather than just having like loads of random letters essentially as the name.
Makes perfect sense.
So then we'll go ahead, we'll click open. And now you're just going to go ahead and click create. So once this is done, you'll get a green tick, which will show that it's been uploaded. And then it will also show up here in the actual content section itself. So give that a minute. Obviously, the more you do, the longer it takes, but it doesn't take awfully long at all. But then once this is done, we'll upload a slideshow as well. We just call it slideshow instead of carousel, but a slideshow is a carousel for us. So you need to upload them separately. The reason for that is when we're generating two different things, because we're generating either a carousel or either a reel. But now you can see here that you've got your 4 short form pieces of content that will now be attached to accounts. Just to run through a few things. So up here, we have a little reel, like you can kind of see that's the action clipboard sort of thing. That essentially is telling you it's a video. And then when we upload the slideshow, it's a different symbol. Just before we jump into the slideshow. So first off, it's quite a few important things from here. We can see that there's text overlays on the screen. Yeah. If this runs through the repurpose engine, at some point, the repurpose engine is going to flip that video.
Got it.
If that video is flipped, the words are going to be read backwards and your views are going to be awful. So you need to be careful. And there's one way that we can do this. We can see here that mirroring is enabled and text overlays are also enabled. So that's 2 things that we don't want to happen to this video. So to do that, we're just going to click on these 3 buttons here. We're going to go into edit, and now we're going to have options of, do we want to mirror? No. Do we want to use overlays? No. So let's update that. And you'll now see, so this video will no longer be mirrored or add text overlays when using the repurpose engine.
So give me a quick breakdown on the repurpose engine. What is it actually doing to these pieces of content? How many iterations is it going over? And what are the things that it can and cannot do?
So when we're putting stuff through the actual repurpose engine, there's a whole bunch of different things that it's doing. It's not just wiping the metadata. It's now giving you unique pieces of content. One of the ways that we do that is the text overlays that we have built into Butter. In here, you can add your own text overlays. So for example, a good text overlay for something like this, stop and watch this if you do OFM. And we're going to save. And then what we're going to do is we're going to assign it to an account. So Instagram, and then obviously the only account that we have attached. So what that's now doing is it's telling the back end of Butter, any piece of content that's in the content library that's also linked to this same account with text overlays enabled, it's telling Butter, it's telling the repurpose engine to put this text overlay on a video like that. So when it does go through the repurpose engine, this will be added to the videos. And that's one way that we're able to go without getting replicated content issues. The small changes it doesn't massively change the video. There's a few things, obviously, we can't say exactly how it works. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in business. But there's a few small changes that it makes that allow us to get past that replicated content issue. But the text overlays is one of those that's very important to use. But you'll see here now that I've got text overlays on. A video like this wouldn't get it, but these 3 still would, just because they're still enabled. Does that make a bit more sense?
Makes perfect sense.
Okay, perfect. So now let's upload a carousel. So as I said, carousels are just called slideshows in Butter. From here, you're going to click here. Let's go into the demo pics. And we're going to do that. So we're going to highlight 2. So in your carousels, when you're uploading, you need to upload the carousel on the order that you would like it, or with the actual content that you want in. So as you saw here, this is one carousel. I've got 2 pictures, and that will be in a carousel. It's pictures and a video. I should have 6 pictures and a video in this exact same part in my Finder on my MacBook. Does that make sense? Perfect. Yep. So then from here, I'm going to go ahead, click create. And that will upload much quicker than the videos. Okay, Perfect. So now remember how I said you've kind of got this action board for your videos and your reels? For this one, you've kind of just got a TV looking screen or a laptop screen. That just shows you it's a carousel. And then
Got
obviously
it.
I now click on view. You'll be able to see there's one of two. So this will be the first picture that's generated, and then this will be the second picture that's generated. If you have a video, that's when you can kind of keep clicking through. But that's pretty much the uploading content stage. Next part of this now is assigning the content to the account that you want it to be posted on. So once again, you go back in here and you just click link account. Account type, Instagram, and then obviously just the one account for us right now. And we're going to click link. Now, what that means is in a second, when we go back to that account, we'll be able to generate content for that account and we'll only generate this video. Obviously, if we connect all four, it will generate variations of those 4 pieces of content. And then just for the purpose of this, let's link this as well. Instagram, select account. Okay, perfect. So now that those have been linked to the account, we'll be able to go back. And now if we actually click into view, this is now going into the account level. So this is obviously your client level. And now we're going to go into the account level. So this is where you'll do a lot of tinkering, a lot of testing, and kind of you're able to see. So the bio is up here. If you want to change the bio, it will be in the bio request, and then the links. Obviously no links added. But in here, we now have the content ready to post section, and we have these 2 pieces of content. So they're active for this account, and you've got obviously the content ready to post. The next thing that we need to do just quickly is touch on the upgrading part. So obviously, as we've connected this one account, Nick, do you mind just going in the back end and upgrading Intimate Underworld for me?
Yeah, it's already upgraded. You can go ahead and edit the accounts right now. Just go ahead and edit the accounts.
Let me just, okay, so I can, okay, perfect. So now the next thing that we need to do before we can actually start generating content is we need to decide our posting goal. So without deciding posting goal, we're not going to be able to decide how many posts we're actually putting out there. So the posting goal and slideshow posting goal, obviously we have carousels and reels right now. So the posting goal for reels, let's just do 2 for simplicity, and then slideshow 1.
So this is 2 per day.
Yeah, that's 2 per day. So this is just the way that we're able to track how many posts are going out. We have people posting 20 times a day, seeing really good results. So just purely for the base of the demo, we'll just do 2 and 1.
Yeah,
and
since
then we're
you
going to
probably only have, sorry to interrupt, since you only have 1 reel linked, you should probably just put it to 1, right?
Yeah, let me put it to 1. Okay. So now you'll see here that this is now changed. You'll see on the posting goal, we need to go back onto clients, 1 per day, and then we can click in the view. And now what you'll see is we do have this generate button, and we have video, story, image, and slideshow. So in the generate video section, we'll go in here, we'll click video, number of posts, 1, and then we will just click generate. This may take a little bit of time as it's generating a whole new post for you, but then once it's done, it will pop up in that generate content section. But for now, we will just go back and it should appear there soon. And
so
then
while we're waiting, so I just want to be clear here. So what happens after this thing is generated? Does Butter post it for you? Is the onus of the posting still on the user? How does this all work?
Yeah, so if you're doing the done for you service, we will handle all the posting for you. It's all handled by us. However, if you're doing it yourself, you will just have the thumbnail here and the post button at the bottom. Obviously, you then as the user, you do need to go ahead and post it. But the way that we've got it down, and I might show you, I don't know if I showed you the video last time of how we're able to post 3 times in under a minute. We have a posting mechanism where essentially you'll click post on the video, and then from there, you'll download the content and you'll have a pop-up at the bottom that takes you straight to Instagram. And when you're straight on Instagram, from there, it will literally just be next and share. So we've got the ability to post 3 times in under a minute for 1 account down, just because it's a no nonsense. It's not kind of a guessing game of what piece of content do I need to upload? No, it's all handled. All you or your VA needs to do is simply click 3 buttons.
Okay. And that can be done on Instagram through the browser on a desktop or laptop?
We just do posting on phones to see the best results. So all of our posting is done on the phone. You can add the phone to your lock screen so it acts like an actual app. Let me see if I can show you quickly in here what I mean. Yeah, so this video here will best explain it. So this is obviously on an Android. It's very, very simple. It's probably the easiest system that we've got for posting right now. But let me go ahead, jump to here. Okay.
But yeah, posting
this
is essentially as fast as your data is, right? So if you have slow data, it's going to take, but if you have fast data, you can get 3 post outs within 15 seconds.
Okay, I see. But all of this happens directly through the web app. It just links you directly to the Instagram post, and then it's already got the bio or the does it auto-populate the caption, assuming that you have a caption for it prior,
Yes.
or how does that work?
Yes.
Incredible. Okay, so this is literally, you were not kidding. It's 3 clicks. This is very
it's
cool.
3 clicks, and as you can see, that's 3 posts in under a minute. So we've
And
got
then-
it to a point.
Yeah, whenever you post, you just click the sync button and our system automatically knows exactly what was posted. It attributes exactly how many times it was posted. So now that you know the posting, if you can go and take a look at the screenshot I sent you, Ollie, so you can see. Go to the drive or on WhatsApp, either's fine. Yeah. So you can go ahead and see that. So this is what it looks like on the account, on the content tab, right? So you could see like how many times it's been posted, how many views, what's the average view, right? So this is essentially
So you just, it's also an analytics dashboard. So it's a repurpose engine. It's an analytics dashboard. It allows you to not schedule, like you can't post directly, but it'll basically allow you to, you're 3 clicks away on the web app from actually posting directly on the platform. You guys have built something very cool here.
Thank you, brother. And not just that, we repurpose based on performance. So we prioritize new content first, and then we prioritize highest performing content next. So
Got it.
we basically, everything is done in the back end. So we're able to track automatically how many times that content's been posting, what's the average views of all, and then it'll basically generate that many times based on the performance of the content.
Got it. Okay, very cool. I'm excited to actually get into that. We're going to be launching short form probably in December for Intimate Underworld. I will 100% be using Butter for at the very least just to give it a shot. But I mean, this might be end up how we manage everything, at least for Instagram posting, because this seems incredible.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
But you could see like on this video, we obviously didn't turn off like overlays and mirroring on this one, right?
Right.
So you're going to get like double overlays, but you could see that the overlay we added is automatically there, for example.
Yeah. And I mean, that's just like that comes down to the user, just like be aware of the limitations of the platform. Like obviously it's not going to be able to remove text if you already have text embedded in the video.
But we're working, we're constantly working on the repurpose that I think we can get it down to where it'll literally be a fresh, exact new piece of content when we add the AI layer. But that's the really costly thing. And it's honestly right now we're beating detection very like we don't get any issues with that. You could also show,
I mean, that's a huge deal.
You could also show the way we attribute. If you go to the edit section, Ollie, you could also see how we attribute like
the whole
tracking links, for example.
Oh yeah.
Yep. But we are working on attribution better. So just say you have your tracking links already, and on OnlyFans, let's say you're an OnlyFans client. So you could essentially assign the tracking links to your account. You could see exactly how many clicks, how much revenue, all that stuff that account's generated. So it helps if say you have 100 accounts, right?
Sure.
You need to like scale, like, okay, you'll be able to properly scale because you know what your ROI is, you know how much you're spending every day, you know how much the account is generating you. I don't know if that makes sense, but
it makes perfect sense. And it's all in one place. I mean, this is the beauty. Obviously, like, so if you do everything on the social media side for not even just for attribution, but for like performance measurement, all of that has to basically be done natively. Or if you're using a scheduler like Metricool, there's a basic analytics dashboard, but it's not really that robust or informative. So a tool like this that is not only giving you a all-in-one dashboard for all of the metrics that Instagram is tracking natively, but then on top of that is showing you your best performers and then automatically repurposing your best performers. Like this is a game changer, really. And by the way, UI is very slick. Everything that you've shown me so far, it seems to move very quickly. Like the upload process for videos is very fast. Everything's smooth. This is a live demo and I haven't seen any, I haven't noticed at least any bugs. So super impressive stuff, guys. I mean, really, 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 really cool stuff.
Thank you, brother. I think this is, I mean, I don't know, Ollie, maybe we can show them the OF dashboard too. I don't know if you're comfortable with that, but it's up to you, right? We don't have to get into it if you don't want, Ollie, it's up to you. But yeah, we have a lot of stuff built.
You just have to log in. Yeah, let me log in a second. Let me generate the slideshow and just show how you can kind of go between the two. Because obviously, if you generate a carousel, it's not in the same place. So you just go generate slideshow, generate, And then from here, yeah, now what you'll see is in the actual slideshow tab on content ready to post, you have the exact same thing. So all you would do once again is post, download, next, share, and then you have a slideshow going out. The reason that we brought that in is to just increase conversions. If your account is just real, guys will understand and say like, oh, okay, this isn't actually a genuinely authentic account. So if we now mix in the slideshows with stories and reels, your conversion rates will go up. You'll still be getting good views, but the conversion rates will go up. So that's now one big aspect of what we've introduced. But that is really the simplest way to set up the account. So that's everything that you need. Obviously, you now need to connect more content to the actual account, and then that's when the posting can start. Have I missed anything there, Nick?
Yeah, on this section below, like you could essentially, if you don't want to wait for the repurpose to like figure out what your winning content is, you could essentially turn it off, like a meta ads, right? Like turning off non-performing content, right? So if you want to like increase your, I guess, your growth and like force it to where you're not waiting on Butter to figure out what your winner is, you could just go inside on the account level and just turn off whatever's not performing. So we usually turn off something that's like, say your account is it's getting 100,000 views per reel average, but you have 10 videos that get 20,000 views average. Obviously, I'm not going to leave those on, right?
And how long, what's like the lag time between like when will Butter recognize that versus like when you're able to assess that as a human being?
It just depends like how many posts you have going out, right? So if you have 100 stuff loaded and you're only posting one a day, then it's going to take forever, right? But if you have, I don't know, 20 reels posted and you're posting 20 times a day per account, then it'll figure it out probably by day 4, right?
Got it. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So it's like, we don't really advise people to upload a bunch of content because they're never going to figure out like what's the proven winning content.
Yeah.
We usually don't like to turn off content unless it's been posted like at least 6-7 times. And then like, that's like, okay, it's been posted 7 times. Let's turn it off. It's not hitting, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then one more question for the slideshows. Does the repurpose engine also work on still images, or what's the strategy?
Yeah, we on slideshows, we're only removing metadata.
Okay.
Yeah. So we don't have any like visual repurposing going on, but we pass detection.
I feel like that's less. You're not typically reposting carousels a bunch of times, so makes sense. Unless you're, posting it multiple times across different accounts, in which case the metadata removal obviously is super useful. But like, I would never repost the same carousel on an account multiple times, so that seems reasonable.
Yeah, and I think the other thing on that point as well is that like, we're all in the space. We all know the clients that you work with, they take a lot of pictures, whether or not they do the reels that you want them to do, they are still taking pictures that you can
Pictures
use.
are never an issue. Yeah, there's no shortage there.
Exactly. So the aspect of not reposting the same carousel, I understand that part because the clients that I work with, yeah, they might not do the reels sometimes, but they're always taking pictures and posting carousels. So I don't think that's necessarily one of the issues.
But like for example, my clients are lazy, so I'm a savage. I'm a savage. As long as it's still getting reviewed, as long as it's still the post is still performing, I'll hack the algorithm. That's basically what I'm like a growth hacker. Essentially, is what we're doing.
Yeah. So okay, a couple of questions before we move on to the next section. Also, AI. Are you guys looking at implementing like something that I think would obviously be incredibly powerful here is if you had like a native auto caption tool, something like, are you guys familiar with Opus Pro?
Correct. Yes. Like
something like that.
Short form.
Yeah, that's long form to short form, but their long form to short form does automatic captioning. So basically, I upload a YouTube video, right? I don't have somebody that's like, I don't have a clipper right now. So when I upload a new YouTube video, that YouTube video automatically gets sent over to Opus Pro, and then Opus Pro chops it into, between 20 and 40 pieces of short form content. And then I can automatically schedule those to go to YouTube Shorts. But it does all of the caption. I mean, I'm going to be super clear. They're not good clips. Like most of my short form stuff does not perform well. It's just there so that I have that, like, so that I'm building that shorts presence, and it does drive some marginal traffic to longs. It's never going to be better than if I actually went and took the time to make good short form content myself. But for a tool like this, it seems like an auto caption as part of the repurpose engine where you're basically not only automatically captioning the content, but running it through multiple different caption types, in addition to clearing and changing metadata. That seems like it would be something really powerful. Is that something that you guys have thought about?
Yeah. So there's so many ways we can go around it, right? We want to just mainly focus on mass distribution, right? So we were like, should we have an editor like CapCut where we give users functionality to edit within the platform as well? And it's just, there's so much we could do, but we want to get distribution down first.
Sure. Absolutely makes sense. Yeah.
But yeah, there's like,
Just a curiosity thing.
yeah, it's unlimited. Like we want to also do AI where we're making actual visual changes that are non-noticeable to the
Yep.
reels, for example. There's so many ways we can go. We're just focusing right now on like releasing the next platforms, making
Yep.
sure that
I think that's definitely the right call. It's just something that like I'm just curious where you guys' heads are at, because obviously you have a pretty good handle on what's going on in the space and what kind of tools are available. So thinking about like how you might integrate those tools into your platform maybe down the road is just always a good thing to have in mind.
yeah, absolutely. You know, AI can get expensive too. So we would have to like go
Yeah.
ahead and like figure out if we need to change the pricing model, like, and stuff like that.
Yeah, you could make it. Again, obviously, I know this is not what you guys are focused on, but I know what Super Creator's doing is they have a credit-based system. So the more you use their integrated AI chatbot, obviously, like you get X number of conversations per credit, and then you can set it to like auto remove once all of the credits are expended. That way, you guys are never operating at a loss on credit, and it's usage-based, so it makes sense for the user too.
Yeah, right now we have the account limits are essentially 750 generations max per month per account.
Okay,
So we could
got it.
also implement, you know, increase the pricing on that based on generations as well. Yeah, so that answers that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, let's go. Show me what this the OnlyFans side of things looks like.
I'll run you through the marketplace and then I'll go on to the OF.
Yes,
side of
marketplace
things.
first. Yeah.
But yeah, the marketplace. So essentially, the marketplace is very, very simple. You've kind of just got everything here in one. So the posting service, this obviously has to do with the done for you. You kind of go in there, you can see the different service providers. Right now, we've just got one that says fuck APIs. That's the main one that we're using. You go in here, very, very simple. But remember how I said at the beginning that setting a client up is so important because you can't actually buy any of the services without having the client set up. So for
Right.
example, if I wanted to buy 10 Instagram accounts, full management, don't have to touch anything, I then would go into here. I've got the 10 accounts here, and then I need to select a client. And that's kind of the most important thing. To me now, it's got to select the account, then you can go ahead and confirm your order. Obviously down here, there's information that you need to require. So 30 to 40 of your best reels, 20 images for the grid, Google Drive link, and then also a link from like a juicy.bio as well to have in the bio itself.
Got it.
And then
Okay.
once that's done, 24 to 48 hours, the accounts are set up, posting started, and then you will be able to actually talk to the service provider in your inbox. So it's not
That's
like you don't know what's
crazy.
going on. Yeah. So
Yeah,
you're,
no, this is so cool.
yeah, you're having contact with them at all stages. So it's not like it's one of those service providers where you hit them up and it's like, hey, what's going on? Because first off, you can track everything right then and there on Butter. Have the
Right.
post out. What are the views like? Okay, now let's go talk to him. What stage are we at now? Are we kind of refining or is it still testing? So it's a really nice kind of unique way that you can stay in contact with someone who's actually managing it, but you don't have to if you don't want to, because the results are there in front of your face.
Yeah, you
Got
can
it.
go ahead and confirm the order real quick. You don't have to pay right now, just so we could show kind of like that flow, Ollie, if you don't mind. Yeah. Select your client there. We're going to make the client as well optional based on popularity. But the client section was essentially there because we had a finance dashboard as well. So like another thing in the space is like, you know, everyone showing their big inflow numbers and no one knows what they actually make.
Yeah.
So it's like we had you could back out now and then go to your orders tab. But obviously you don't have
Okay, so
to
just this is a Stripe checkout.
Yeah, you could crypto,
cool.
which is kind of terrible with Stripe. We're trying to see if we're gonna stick to crypto with Stripe. So you can go to and then go to your orders now. So you could just basically track your orders. Obviously, the funds don't get released to the provider until the order is delivered. So that's like the escrow system that we have. And then you could choose a bunch of we have like dispute centers. You know, you can see the progress if you scroll down, Ollie. You can see like the progress of like what's going on with your order. It's started, stuff like that.
Man, this is an incredibly robust marketplace. Will you go back to the marketplace? I just want to see what other.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay. So for posting services, this is something if somebody chooses the you do it for us option, this is something that you guys would handle. But for the do it yourself clients who maybe have a little bit more of a creative ops background, but they don't feel like doing all the posting themselves, they can just come into this marketplace and hire somebody right here. Boom, post all my content for me.
Correct. And you could also like buy accounts here too. Another bottleneck that we see is people don't like, how do I get accounts? So you go to the account section. We have like different types. We have meme pages. These are all already hitting explore pages for example.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so 4 to 1,500 followers, how it works. You get the login credentials. After successful login and access is changed, agree to the order and funds will be automatically transferred. So it's just, there's no risk. Like, you're
Yeah.
actually getting what you're paying for, which is something that doesn't usually happen that much in this industry.
And
then
how are
also,
you guys vetting these service providers? Are these people that you've used, just like trustworthy?
people that we've used and continue to use ourselves. So
Okay.
Media is where we will buy pretty much 100% of our accounts from.
Okay.
So
Right.
yeah, we him continuously, but that's why we've got good prices with them. Like 20 Instagram accounts for $800 will have high US audience, real views, real followers. Like, that's a very good price when you're looking at things in the kind of broader scheme of things.
For sure.
But then, yeah, obviously,
Yeah, we
there's
have
other.
we also have like 24/7 TikTok live automation, Twitter ban services, you know, stuff like that.
So yeah,
So cool.
24/7 TikTok live.
Wait, so okay, let's take a quick detour there. Explain that to me. What is a 24/7 TikTok live? I've never heard of anything like that.
Really? Have you ever gone on TikTok and you've seen the same live repeating over and over again?
I literally don't use TikTok at all. Like, as a user of social media, I don't use TikTok at all. So no.
Yeah, I would say we have like white hat and we have black hat kind of services as well, right?
Sure.
So it's, it's without getting into it too much, you could be on live 24/7.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Very interesting.
So we have
So
a lot
is it just running like looped footage, or?
correct, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
But it's,
there's
oh wow,
agencies
very
right now
interesting.
making 1,000 subs a day with just TikTok lives,
I believe it. Yeah, I mean, it seems like live is really what that platform is pushing now. I have almost completely abandoned TikTok. Like, we post all of our content to TikTok, but we're producing content for Instagram Reels. We post it incidentally to TikTok. Sometimes they'll perform well, but the conversions on those, even when they perform well, is typically quite low.
Yeah.
And the models that I work with don't like to do live stuff, so this is something that could be a consideration. Very cool.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
it's just, I
we
think
will
it
be-
adds another.
Sorry about that. Go
Go
ahead.
on, Nick.
No, we're
I think-
going to be adding Reddit soon. So like I said, everything that's on the marketplace is something that we're still using. If it's not available in the marketplace, it's because we don't trust it, for example, or like it's
Yeah.
no longer working, right?
Yeah.
So like, for example, right here, we only have Twitter growth available because that's my provider right now, and he's doing amazing work. So
Now, do you guys, I'm assuming because you're hosting all of this, that you're taking at least some small piece of revenue generated through the marketplace for anybody that's like hosting ads for their company on your platform?
yeah, we take 20% of all marketplace orders because we provide like escrow and stuff that we need to refund. We basically have all those fees are on us. So just for us to
Very
have
cool.
like an escrow system, we're there. And then, we'll be adding clippers as well as we get more proof of concept. But yeah, if you want to show managing users, that's kind of boring. I don't know if
Yeah,
it's pretty
I was going to
basic.
show this last little section as well. This last section is quite important because obviously when you come onto Butter, there are helpful videos in our TikTok, not in our Telegram. There's obviously the video at the start, but we also do have a knowledge base. So you don't have to sit there and DM myself or Nick being there like, hey, how does this work? We have videos on everything. Clients, creating a client details, connecting accounts, text overlays, then the whole overview of the posting CRM itself, settings and managing team. So it just makes it easier. If you're sat there at 3 a.m. trying to set this up and I'm asleep and Nick's asleep, it's there like, you don't have to worry. You can go ahead and get everything set up because everything in here will tell you what you need. But yeah, then the last thing as well. So obviously part of this with the do-it-yourself is you have a VA, who's posting for you. Your VA who posts for you, you don't want them seeing everything else around apart from just that content ready to post section. Why? Because it makes their life 10 times easier. They haven't got to scroll around. They've got to click 4 buttons. So to do that, what you're going to do is you're going to go into manage users, a new user. Here, you're just going to put in their name, user type, email, password. You actually need a real email. We've just changed that before. You can put in whatever. John Doe, user type. Now, there's different user types. Obviously, for a poster, pretty clear. Just click poster. Clients, you can have your clients actually see what's going on Butter, so they can just see their client tab itself, and then you obviously assign the client their page. And then a team leader who can just basically see everything. But for a poster, you're going to go in here, put in an email. Nick, you have a spare email? I'm pretty sure every single email I've got is linked up to Butter.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've used all my emails as well, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically like assigning anything else, right? So once you create the user, you can assign a client to that poster.
Yeah.
You can assign accounts to that poster. So they basically only see what they're assigned to, right? So if you
Got
have
it.
one
Okay. I
poster,
mean, so it's
yeah,
it's just user segmentation, kind of like you have with Inflow, where it's permissioned access to the platform.
exactly. Like a
Yeah.
team leader does everything that an admin can do except for delete anything, right?
Got it. Yeah. Okay. That makes perfect
And
sense.
what will
Yeah, you
happen
guys
is,
really thought of everything, huh?
yeah, you'll
Yeah,
get
we're
it like pop up here, and then you'll just get the same assigned, just like you assign the content to a client. It's the exact same process. So then they'll be able to see that client, then the pages as well. But the last thing that I wanted to say, obviously, is when you want to upgrade, if you're doing it the done for you, obviously right here, it tells you your subscription and billing plan. Right now I'm free, so I can't actually post, but if I was to go upgrade plan, you've got all of the pricing in front of you with what it includes: 5 social accounts, 10 social accounts, 20 social accounts, and then unlimited team members posting CRM. So everything's here for you. You don't need to contact us, but if you do want to contact us to sit down, we're more than happy to sit down on calls, kind of explain what the best process is for your current situation. If that's, you want the done for you, or have you already got a system that's going to work better with the do it yourself, more than happy to kind of go through that on a call and explain everything. But yeah, everything's included. You can kind of see it for yourself. It's all in different areas, but once you kind of get to grips with it, it's a really, really nice software to use.
Yeah. Also, another thing that makes us unique versus other platforms, if you go back there, Ollie.
Yeah, I'm just gonna log into my actual Butler account now so I can show the OF side off.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's look at the OF side, and let's also, I would obviously like the viewers to see some results that you guys have achieved, even if it's just with your own models through the platform, because obviously, like, that's what most people are going to care about, right?
Yeah. Let me just get this linked up. I'm gonna show off Cherry Lux. So screen. Okay, so yeah, this is kind of what Butter looks like. I've got it saved to my dashboard, so it looks very different. But right now on here, you can kind of see the total generated for today, monetization ratio, conversion rate, and then you can have a nice breakdown of like, oh, okay, paid messages, tips, recurring subs, subscriptions. So new subs, old subs, recurring. And then as we said, it's there like, you see 6,000, you then in your head think, oh, I made 6,000. It's like, no, you've made $3,174. So it's a completely different thing. It's a little bit of ego checking, but at the same time, that's kind of needed, especially when you're now navigating in business to what you really want to actually go ahead and achieve.
Yeah,
Yes,
go back to the dashboard real quick, Ollie. Sorry about that. We don't have the views on the today, but if you go like last 30 days, for example, yeah, we could you could see like it'll take a couple seconds to load because it's calculating a bunch of stuff. So you can see like what models, like, you know, these are OnlyFans views, by the way. So like you could see if you have 10 models and, you know, you're seeing spikes and you're like, shit, what's going on, right? So like you could see that all on one dashboard. You could see what the LTVs are and stuff.
Yeah. And then remember how we were kind of talking about when you like actually click the tracking link and get the tracking link, you're able to see it on the client card itself. So like this tracking link here has generated $31,000 in revenue from just this page, 2.7K subscriptions, 74.6K clicks. And then if we go in there, we'll be able to see when we click edit, it's there. Like you can see the actual tracking link on OF itself linked to this page. So we're now able to see how many clicks, how many subscribers, and the conversion rate, and then how much money's been made from that. So that's the kind of aspect of where you have the OF side integrated. So if I'm looking at Cherry right here, like I'm looking through here thinking, oh, okay, 53 clicks, 0 subscribers. It's a new account. It's warming up. So
this is where
obviously
attribution comes in, right? Because obviously, like, we're probably missing 70% of data, right? So that's what we're trying to solve, just so people can get scalable. But if you scroll up too, you could also see like, you know, like how many posts have went out today, like how many posts is going out for the week, you know, basically everything you need on like and then we have like the Instagram, TikTok. So when as we release more platforms, you'll be able to see everything on like,
on one
amazing
level.
Very cool stuff, guys.
And then on like if you go to the settings page, Ollie, real quick, and you, let's just say you have a big operations, go to posting progress, and let's just say you have 100 accounts, 20 clients, right? So you can basically see like how much you're spending for the day, are the posts going out, or the posting goals being met. You know, you can select time ranges and see like, okay, we've only hit 80% of our goal and stuff like that. So it's all basically in one platform.
Yeah, I mean, again, it seems like you guys have really thought of everything. This is so comprehensive, so robust. And, you know, like you were alluding to earlier, Nick, this is like, there's a million different directions that you guys can go in this, but this obviously seems like something that every OnlyFans agency that even touches organic social, like an instant no-brainer, like, yes, let's add it to the stack. But there's also, and I'm sure you guys are aware of this and you're going to be pursuing this long term, this has monstrous implications outside of OnlyFans for anybody, any kind of brand or company or media organization that has a substantial social media presence and wants to be as active as possible, which seems kind of like what's being rewarded right now. This is going to be huge for them too. So what do you guys, like, what's on the roadmap? Let's say like 6 months, a year, 2 years out. What do you guys see as the progression of the company?
I would say, yeah, so
Go
I
on,
would
Nick.
probably say integrating other platforms like a Shopify integration for attribution, organic. Like there isn't really something out there where you're getting organic data and conversion data.
Yeah.
So you're not really able to scale social media accounts properly unless you're tracking. And then we're thinking about a WAP integration for people that are selling courses and stuff, school integration. So just more integrations once we have the product actually honed out and we have released at least all short form content type.
And I think that's super smart. And obviously, if you're thoughtful about how you do it and you're doing these implementations one at a time, you get to make, on the marketing side, you get to make a huge push after each integration, because obviously a company like WAP is going to want to push all of that out to their consumers and say, hey, like you can now get even better attribution, better tracking through our sister platform, Butter. And then, you know, on your side, you can do a big marketing push that's associated with that. And then you're reaching, you know, you get a natural audience. Very similar to what, do you, either of you guys know like how PayPal started, like what their initial target audience was?
I do not.
Same, I don't either.
So the PayPal story is basically Peter Thiel and the PayPal Mafia guys. They basically said, okay, what is the smallest possible group of users that we can start with? Because this is before there's like online payments was widely available. Most people were like building their own online payments platforms. So what they identified is that there was a really small group of eBay like power users, like guys who were just selling super high volume on eBay. And they're only available to those people. It's a cohort of like, I think at the time there were maybe like 5,000 of these users. It was a really small, eBay wasn't very big, and then it was a really small percentage of the eBay platform, but they completely captured that market and then graduated from, okay, now we're the preferred payments partner for eBay power users to now we're the preferred payments partner. We've demonstrated that this works for the power users. If it works for them, obviously it's going to work for everybody else. And then eBay naturally, like PayPal became the default payment processor for eBay, and that's billions of dollars of transactions. So that's how PayPal got huge. And it seems to me like you guys are providing such a robust platform. Usually when I see a platform, and especially with like younger, you guys are younger guys, obviously it's a newer platform. You guys have only been, how long have you actually been selling this product for? Like how long has it been available to consumers?
Properly, literally the past 10 days that we've actually been pushing. Before that, when it was like in testing, obviously Nick using it, and then people that were kind of close to our circle were people inside the OFM industry, and then obviously people that we also know in different industries. But really the past 10 days, and I mean already with the people that we've got on, they're seeing great results. We did a kind of like a results chain in the Telegram group the other day. Some guy got 2 million views with inside using it the first 3 days, and it was kind of there like as soon as he's posting that, more people are actually coming in. So you are right.
I think he's had 120 million views in the last 30 days.
Amazing.
And everyone that's using it is getting better results than posting themselves.
Yeah, and I'm sure that trend is going to continue. And there's, I mean, this is just a huge opportunity space that you guys are developing into. But for such a young platform, everything seems to work extremely well. It's fast, it's smooth. The UI is really simple. You guys have already integrated a marketplace with a bunch of like service providers for, like, my initial thought would be like, this is too daunting to build, because something that I encountered with Harpoon was like, a lot of people don't do organic social the way that I do, or they have different ideas about how it's quote unquote supposed to work. And so I had to do a lot of upfront education of like, well, not only like, is this how you use our product? This is like how you do social media. And it seems like you guys are, you're completely, the whole point of Butter is to just take all the guesswork out and to put everything into one platform. And as far as I can tell, you guys are absolutely crushing. You're doing a fantastic job. So super impressed. I can't wait to use this thing myself, honestly.
Yeah, bro, it's so new. It's like we always say like BTC 2013, but like we literally just enabled you couldn't even pay before. you would have to like contact us. So I think the hardest part was probably bringing it to where it was like, because Butter has been working for years, right? Like the actual
Yeah.
concept.
But the actual customer onboarding process,
Yeah,
making
yeah.
it simple for
Before it
people.
was
Yeah.
like you log in, you get a blank screen, like what do I do? You know, like so that part, like the actual user experience has been what we've been focusing on for the last like 2 months. And yeah, that was basically.
Yeah, it's a new software to everyone else, but it's not new to myself and Nick. It's there like when
Right.
I first discovered Butter, when Nick was showing me on like a Google Meets, it was there like I saw the vision, but it was there like everything didn't really, it was very raw. It kind of
Yeah.
worked specifically for Nick's head. So really since then, it's just been improving it to first off, have a dashboard, have a UI interface that's smooth, well connected, that anyone when they go on there, you're not guessing like, oh, what does this button do? What does this button do? It's there like everything has an actual function. And that's one of the most important parts is that like we felt like we were ready to push this out in the summer just gone. But it's there like
Yeah.
if we push this out in the summer just gone, and we were probably going to be too far behind of where we wanted to be with actual user experience. And I think that's something that's so important that myself and Nick spent a lot of time talking about, which was when you get someone to first come onto a software, that's their first impression. If it doesn't work for them at that point, they're probably not going to use it again in the future because their first impression was, oh, it didn't work last time, not going to work this
For
time.
sure. Yeah. And like the other side of that obviously is that like if you have flawless UX, which it seems like you guys, everything that you showed me is like all function, no fluff, which for a platform that's doing as many things as Butter, really impressive. Like speaks to you guys' like UI UX understanding. You guys clearly have a deep understanding and care for the customer experience. But then like on top of that, you guys are hyper targeting this niche market right now of just OnlyFans creators. But obviously, again, like the opportunity space for this is all people who use social media at scale. I think, BTC 2013, maybe not quite that big, but like early PayPal, I think that is like a pretty apt comparison because I think you guys are going to dominate. You're going to capture the OFM market very, very quickly. I think you're going to completely saturate this market, hopefully, even faster than you guys anticipate. And then you get to start solving other people's problems and expanding concentrically outward from there. Really excited for you guys. I mean, you guys you've built a great product. You should be proud of yourselves for sure.
Thank you, bro. I feel like, we've kind of cracked almost the impossible, which is consistently having social media growth. I mean, in the last 30 days, we've only had a handful of agencies using it, and I think we've generated upwards of 350 million views. So it'd be cool to be like, okay, what if 100 agencies use it? Maybe we'll get to 100 million views a day quickly, right?
Yeah, and that word of mouth is going to be, what's hopefully people aren't like, oh, this is the secret, I have to keep it to myself. But I think you'll have enough fans of the product that it'll be you're going to get escape velocity very quickly.
No, I agree. And I think the more and more people that use it, the more and more people that are actually seeing how useful it is. I mean, this week alone, a lot of people are just coming in saying, heard about it here. What does it do? And obviously myself and Nick know instantly it's like, it's this. So trying to explain to new users, that's the kind of part that we're working on getting past now, which is why we have the onboarding system. It's why we have the Telegram channel. And you're right. It's like right now, the main target is OFM because it's like myself and Nick are in that industry. Whereas the next stage is we're already talking to people that run large kind of clipping agencies or they work with creators that are selling courses. And then obviously we've got people on there as well that already do sell courses that see results. So it's one of those things. It's industry by industry. And it's kind of a software like this, all it needs is word of mouth. It's if someone has a friend who's in OFM and he tells another friend who's already selling info courses, it's like, why don't you just use this? That's all it needs. And that's why on the last call we said it's kind of there like the goal is 100K MRR. But really, if we're looking at it, it's kind of there like, even though it seems so great to get there, it's two big clients. It's two big clients that come in and just want to bankroll everything and go from here to there with their social media presence in just a matter of a month. I mean, I was looking at it the other day. Brez Scales, one of the biggest guys on social media right now, went from doing 5 mil views a month with his clipping to the next month doing 100. And then the month after that, he did 500 mil. So it's kind of like the scale that he was operating at was obviously smaller, bigger, and then it just popped off. And that's something that we can do with Butter, but we can just do it on a much cheaper scale to the point where, as we said earlier, it's like you own the funnel, you own the account. You own what's kind of the content of you that's going out there. So it's not having someone clip it up and he might clip up something that's a bit controversial or what you said, and then it reflects badly on you. It's like, no, you have complete control over what you want out there, what image you want to create. and kind of what you're doing with every single view that you get.
Yeah, I'm super excited to use it. I'm super excited to use it for Intimate Underworld, but then also, and I think that you guys are going to get a ton of traction here as well, both on the OnlyFans side and once you start expanding outwards from there, AI influencers. Like if you're able to, it seems to me, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but it seems to me like the higher the volume of content that you're able to produce and upload to Butter so that repurposing engine and that analytics engine can do its work and say, this is what's working, this is what's not. The more information you feed it, it seems like more powerful that engine is going to become. And with AI, obviously you can create, nigh infinite content. Your only throughput issue is your creativity and however much money you have to actually spend to create the content. But like, if you just have somebody that's pumping out, 100 clips a day with Veo 3, and they're able to feed that into Butter and just have it no pun intended, churn out content.
Yeah.
I think that's a super powerful use case. That's definitely what I'm going to be using it for once we get that content engine online for the AI companion startup that I'm working with. And yeah, I just excited to use the product, excited to see where it goes for you guys, and very, very happy that I'm able to sit down and have this conversation with you guys. This is super cool.
No, we're happy to be here. Yeah, I definitely think it's something that a lot of people will use and use effectively in the future.
Cool. Well, thank you guys again for your time. If people want to go check out, where do they find you guys? Give me socials, give me obviously the Butter's website, like where they can onboard.
Yeah, so everything is just, first off, the website is just hellobutter.io. Then the social media account for Butter as well is just hellobutter.io. Then I'm building a personal brand, pushing it as well, which is just Ollie McKinley, my name, no full stops. And then obviously the Telegram channel. The Telegram channel is probably the most important thing, especially if you're in the OFM industry, because on there you've got kind of the detailed videos of how to use it, the services, what is Butter, and then from there we also have the open communication channel, so you can speak with other people actually using Butter, see their results, their conversions, what's working for them, and then obviously building a community around that kind of helps each other grow and expand is only in our best interest as well.
Okay, cool. And I'll make sure that there's links to all of that stuff in the description. Well, thank you guys again. Best of luck with everything. Excited to see what you guys do, and excited to use the product.
Awesome, brother. Thanks for having us on.
Absolutely. You almost certainly manage models with legitimate influencer potential. Creators who can attract millions of followers and reach the top 0.01% on OS. And now, Milky is officially reopening our consulting service to help your models reach that potential. Here's how it works. You fill out our consulting application. It's the first link in the description. It takes less than 2 minutes, and you'll get a follow-up email with all the information that you need to get started. Then, you get a focused 60-minute strategy call with yours truly that includes the following: top to bottom evaluation of a model's current social media presence, the best possible niche for that model, plus how to establish and differentiate that model within that niche, research for the model, including a spreadsheet of the top creators and highest performing content in that niche, a full go-to-market brand strategy with aesthetics, personality, and repeatable content formats, and finally, a creative operations audit where I give you Milky's best practices to scale creative output without burning out your model and your team. And you get to keep a recording of our call to easily share with your team, plus all the research I do for your model. So, if you are serious about building million-dollar models, book your consult right now through the first link in the description. And now, back to the video.